Okay, this is Larry here. Just wanted to give you a quick overview of packing. And so what you see right here in front of you now, I always repack my shaving kit and I put everything into smaller containers, and I'm often traveling for 2 months. So yes, I have skin cleanser, shaving cream, moisturizer, deodorant, everything right here. And I also often take my own bar of soap because I like really good soap when I'm traveling. The other thing over the years, I used to use and only had available Ziploc bags, but now I've got this whole collection of stuff sacks, different sizes. I've got some packing cubes, different sizes. You can see that, got this little cube that came with something. What that does is it lets me keep order in my pack. And when you have a pack and you're reaching in there for something, I like to have things organized. So I take, this is my underwear, shorts. I have a pair of running shorts that are my most casual, comfortable, and I also have a pair of triathlete shorts that are what I use for swimming shorts as well. Take a sarong with me. It's from Bali. The blue shirt is wool, so I take this time of the year one long wool warmer shirt. And then I roll everything up, and I'll show you here in a little bit what that does in the packing cube. So I take one pair of shoes, and those are trail running shoes, so that if I'm in Laos trekking, those are quick drying. They've got great traction for the trail where it's often muddy. And then my flip-flops and socks. The only other thing that you don't see here, I might take all my electronic stuff if I'm doing my blog. And I didn't put that here. So if you're taking your camera, certainly take your charger and that sort of thing. And then I have a long pair of pants I wear when I'm traveling and a nicer shirt because I want to go through customs looking good. So I'm going to pause, and then I'll come back and put this stuff together and show you what it looks like. So I'm adding just a couple pieces of audio here with these photos. Part of the reason I travel, this first photo is my two old packs. The one I showed on this video is smaller. And then the next image is of me mountain biking in Vietnam and stopping at the coffee farmers. After that, there's one of my early trips. I went to the village of Tishkakoob in the Yucatan outside of Merida. And actually, somewhere in the world's a hammock I helped weave. And then a couple of boat trips, snorkeling in the Togian Islands, and the last one is sleeping overnight on a boat outside of Komodo Island. So that's part of the joy and delight of travel. Okay, so I'm going to put this together. Here's all my shirts. They're in one cube. So you can see how handy that fits in there. I'm checking the camera. So again, this is lots of years of practice. I did my first trip in the late 1980s with the big external pack and took way too much stuff. I traveled for 3.5 months about 6 years ago. And even a month into the trip, I was trying to get rid of stuff because I had too much. So one thing that's not right here that I would take would be a grocery bag, some kind of plastic bag. Put your shoes in if you're going to stick them in your pack. And also keep in mind, I'm 6'4". So everything I have is huge, and it takes up a lot of space. And so what that also means is when people say, well, don't take everything you need, you can buy it on the road. Southeast Asia, you don't buy extra large stuff. It's really rare. So here's the deal. I got all my shorts in this one stuff sack. Shoes are clean. I probably would wear those on the airplane. I take my long sleeve warm shirt and my neck pillow, and I put it in the bag I'm going to have on the airplane with me. Have my iPhone, my iPad in there. I did two things for my last trip. I got a plug-in that has 2 USB plugs, so I can do 2 cords at the same time. Also, I got a 3-meter cord, so that if the plug-in's too far away, I can get it close. I repacked all my shaving stuff. And with this pack, I'd probably add a couple things if I was going to Southeast Asia. But with this pack and this clothing, and how easy it is to get accessible laundry everywhere, I can travel out of this pack for a month or 2 or more. And it's not even full. Only thing not in there is my flip-flops and the clothes that I'd be wearing. And I may take my camera along if I was doing that as well. Also, last summer, I had a trip to Boston to work with the VA hospital, and I took my business clothes, my everyday clothes, my laptop, my camera, everything I did carry on for that trip, It was like a 4-day trip, so I had business clothes, casual clothes, training materials, and so forth. I took everything between these 2 packs, so maybe that's helpful to you. I hope so, and mostly I hope you just have a great trip. So why do I travel? I just put a couple comments up there. Somebody asked me that in Atwood once, and I told them because it feeds my soul and it makes my world bigger. And they said something interesting. Said, "Well, that's a good answer." And I realized that there's a lot of people travel to check it off their list. So I've got friends that are flying to Malaysia. They're going to spend about 8 days there. Well, it's 30 hours of travel, 15-hour time change, a couple days to adapt. You hit the ground, you run, you race, you rip, and you zoom, and you often run the risk of missing out on the local culture. So I like to travel when I have a length of time where I can actually submerge myself in the culture, get to know people. So some of these pictures show the connections and acquaintances and friends that I've met, and there's just so many of those experiences from all over the world, and those are the people I keep in touch with on Facebook. So have a great trip. Bye.